Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. Let me introduce myself. I'm Omkar Shinde, your host for this particular interview. I want to welcome you all to the 8th episode of interview series brought to you by Industry Inspired Talks. Talking about interview series, it is a series where we invite people who have interned at companies and converted that internship opportunity into a full-time offer. Our guest for today's interview is Shivam Kataria. He recently interned with BNY Mellon for 6 months and also got a pre-placement offer from them. So the whole interview is all going to be about Shivam's journey as a student to doing internships, participating in coding competitions, to getting that opportunity to work for BNY Mellon as an intern and finally getting placed as a full-time software developer. So the whole video is going to be interesting. Make sure to stick around. I hope that you will learn something out of it, which will help you in your specific career as well. So without wasting further time, let's proceed towards the interview. Hello Shivam and welcome to the 8th episode of interview series brought to you by Industry Inspired Talks. How are you feeling right now?
Hi Omkar, I'm really feeling wonderful and I'm really excited to share my experiences and my thoughts with the people, and I hope they get benefited out of that. I hope you're also doing well, right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Okay, and it's a pleasure to have you as well on our platform. So yeah, so your profile is very nice, just like I mention every time. So you have a nice profile, yeah, and you have a lot of experiences to share with our audience. So we are going to have an amazing conversation about things. So I'm also really excited to have that talk with you. So let's proceed. Let's get started. Okay, so Shivam, can you just tell me something about yourself? Let our audience know what you are doing in the beginning.
Okay, so my name is Shivam Kataria, and I am a 2020 graduate from SRM University, and I love coding. I love competitive programming, and I was an intern in BNY Mellon. Now I'm working as a software developer in the same company, and I also have interest in yoga and meditation, and that's it about me.
That's great. So yeah, so you told me that you are from SRM University. So the next thing I want to ask, can you describe your college life at SRM University?
Yeah, so college life was really amazing. I had so many experiences. We had so many. Let me tell you, in my computer science, we had around 1,600 students, and in other branches, if you include, so many people were there with different talents. Some were great singers, some were great dancers, some were great coders. We had a variety of people in my college. So I got to meet a lot of people, got to interact with them, and I also had amazing seniors. I was part of a Art of Living organization where we used to conduct courses. So we had super amazing fun, going around talking to people, talking about our the programs that we have, and traveling with friends, with seniors, and staying up all night playing games like PUBG, FIFA, and also coding, going to hackathons. It was a mixed bag of experiences. We learned a lot, not just about coding and professional life, but also about the personal life, how we should deal with things in our personal life as well.
Yeah, so you had an amazing college life. You got to meet a lot of new people, got to learn a lot of new things. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's wonderful. That's wonderful what you just shared. And as you said, you were pursuing computer science degree. So my next question is: describe your passion towards computer science. Why do you love computer science so much?
Okay, I'd like to start with my childhood. So when I was in my LKG or very small standard, my father brought me a computer, and me, my cousins, we had a joint family, so we used to come up and start playing on the computer, started playing video games, and my love for computers grew, and then in my ninth standard, I was part of a gaming community. So I wanted to make a website for that, and a clan, if you know what that means. So I wanted to do that, and I wanted to host my own server. So for doing all this stuff, I needed to know more about computers, how the networks work, how how like internet works, all of that stuff. I was super into it. I did not start coding till my second year, but like the love for computers and the applications and solving problems, all of that helped me, and like it was my passion. Like I was good at Photoshop, video editing, anything that you can do on computers. Like I like doing it.
That's wonderful. That's really nice. Okay, so you started from when you were in 9th standard, and that's a good thing. And coding, one must do coding from earlier stages. It's what I feel. Okay, so coding is not tough. It is basically easy. You need to be good at problem solving. You need to love basically programming languages. You need like you basically shared the connection with computers, and you started coding. And you told me that you were also developing like a website for a client basically. So there's where your interest like comes up, and then you started, like you took up computer science in SRM University, and then the further things we discussed in the later in the center. So that's great. So you told me that you're passionate about computer science, you love coding. So which is your favorite programming language? And if you tell me that programming language, I want to ask you, why do you love that programming language?
Okay, that's a tough question. So let me tell, like I know like 4 or 5 programming languages, including C, C++, Java, JavaScript, and Python. And out of these, if I want to choose some language like C++, I'll choose C++ because I'm from a competitive programming background, and like the C++ community there is like amazing. Like if you want to search any question, any solution, you can find it. Like you can have discussions with people. Like most of the competitive programmers use C++. It's super fast. Like if you in Python, you can solve that question in 10 seconds. In C++, you can solve that in only a single second. And it's like close, like super fast programming language. And if you know the standard template library in C++, right, it will be very easy for you to write code, and it will be very efficient as well. And second, like I have a second favorite as well. Like after joining my internship, I was working on JavaScript, Node.js, and front-end frameworks. So I really like that language as well because it's super easy. And yeah, C++ and JavaScript are my favorite language.
Yeah, so why do you love those languages basically?
Yeah, so like if you're a beginner, right, and if you go to JavaScript, you can write console.log something, 1 plus 2, and the output comes up. Like it's so simple, like even a small child can do it. But the complexities which it has, like you get to learn with the experience, like double equal to and how triple equal to is different. All these intricacies of the language you can learn later, but you can start at any point. And JavaScript, you can write like the mobile applications, web applications, desktop applications, front end, back end, everything you can write in JavaScript nowadays. So that's why I like JavaScript too.
That's amazing. So you were a lot into JavaScript, you were a lot into like a programming languages basically, you were into computer science. So did you build any technical projects in your engineering career?
Yeah, like I didn't do many projects because I was busy with competitive programming, but I had 3 projects in my college. 2 were minor projects and 1 was a major project. So one, like I had gone to a hackathon, I didn't know any development, and they gave me some like topics like machine learning, IoT. I was learning a little bit of Android, so I thought maybe I'll develop an Android application in which if you have some text, right, or some handwritten note, you just scan it and like Google Lens, you can just convert the picture into text and handwriting into text. For that, I used Microsoft Azure APIs for the machine learning, and I wrote Android application in Java. So that was my first project that I had to develop in a single day in the hackathon. And the second project was related to machine learning. So it was a very basic project. Like if your name is Omkar, I can tell you I can predict your gender, right? You're male, and something like that. So using machine learning models. And my major project was malwares.ai, that is malware visualization, in which if you give me a malware like WannaCry, like all these malwares we have, rootkit, all this, we can analyze that, detect if it is a malware or not using machine learning neural network. And if it is a malware, then we'll extract its properties, like where is the node, like what all APIs it is calling, what all DLL files it is using. All those properties, we extract them and display that in a graph-based network. So this was my major project. Like, I'm not like super into cybersecurity, but my friend Vasu, like he was my roommate and a classmate also in college. So we both worked on it. I developed the website for that and visualization platform using Visuals library, and I worked on that major project.
Yeah, that's great. So that is very much interesting. So you built 3 projects on college, and you also mentioned you were like into competitive coding, basically. So my next question is about that. Why do you love competitive coding?
Yeah, that's a great question. Why do you love competitive coding? So, like, if you're in computer science and let's say you want to showcase your skills, like I'm so good at computer science, there are 2 ways you can do that. One is to like develop a product, develop a website or something like that. The other way is like you compete with people in solving problems. Computer science is like, it's just about solving problems using code. So you just have to know a little bit of syntax and you have to solve the problem. So like during, like if you say, right, like if you solve problems, when will it be easier? If you're competing with someone or when you're doing it alone? So when there is a competitive environment, let's say like I had physical education in my 11th and 12th. So I was running and like the instructor was recording the time. So when I ran alone, I did 10 seconds. Like, and when I ran with 3 people beside me, they were running faster than me. That gave me motivation to run faster. So competitive programming is something like that. Like if when there is competition, like your skills come out like better, and like that's why I love competitive programming. And I started in my second year when I had 0 experience in competitive programming. Like I didn't know coding. Like I told you, I learned how to build servers and all in 9th standard, but I had no coding experience. So in second year I started it, and the day I did my first contest, I was in love with it.
So that's really wonderful. That is inspirational as well. So you know nothing about programming, you know nothing about coding. You just had interest, you had the motivation to learn it, and you did it with a lot of projects, with a lot of participating in a lot of competitive coding competitions. So I would like to come to that part. I would like to ask you, were you part of any coding competitions in your college?
Yeah, in my college, when in second year I started learning, like my college had a platform. Like in second year, we had a subject called data structures and algorithms. So we were given a platform, a lab, where we had to solve problems based on computers, like the fundamentals of data structures. So I started doing those questions. Like whenever I got that accepted green tick, I used to get really excited and happy, and that made me really feel like I'm doing something and it's my passion. So after that, I was looking through HackerEarth. It's a platform. So I saw there was a contest going on. So I did that contest, and like I tried to solve the first question, and I was able to solve it. Like I had like very limited experience of computer science, and like I was amazed at my skills. Like I am able to solve the first question, but after that, like I tried the second one, I was not able to do it. So that is how I started with competitive programming. After that, moving on, I thought like I need to improve my skills. I need, like, first contest I had my rank in thousands. So my friend told me he had a friend in IIT who was like the 10th in the contest. So I thought like I want to be like that. So then I started doing competitions in my college. I had a competition called Webaholics. It was a contest in a festival. Like you have college fest. As part of that fest, we had a contest there, and I was the first. Like I was the winner of that competition. So slowly and gradually, I started doing more contests. And in November 2018, I came through a contest on HackerEarth, and like I did pretty well. Like I got 87th rank. Like I had to sacrifice my sleep. Like even in my sleep, I was thinking how to solve this problem. And like when I was in my lectures, then also I was writing in my notes like how to solve this problem, googling it, and doing a lot of research. But I got a rank of around 80 or something. So I thought like I need to improve more. So I thought let's go back to the fundamentals. So there is a platform called LeetCode. So where you can solve interview problems for FAANG companies like Flipkart, Amazon, Google, Netflix, all these big companies, like you can solve all those questions there. So I started building up my base, and I was preparing for my placements as well. So in April of 2019, I had a contest on HackerEarth. I was prepared at that time, and like I solved many problems. Like I just could not solve one of them, and I got a rank of 27 in that contest. And my India rank was fifth, I think fifth or sixth. And I was like really amazed. Like reaching that after reaching that platform, going through that journey of learning. Like reaching that point is not that important. Like I have got this rank, or the journey which you take through, and like the things you learn during that process. You sacrifice things because you're passionate about it and you love learning. So like these are some of the contests I have participated in. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thanks for sharing your experiences, because a lot of people who wants to step into competitive coding, wants to do all this kind of sort of coding competitions. This experience would really help them. And it's okay. Sometimes you win in life, sometimes you don't win in life. It's all right. It's very important that you tried your best and you experience the change by yourself. Initially, you were not in the top 10s also. Initially, you were on the 88th platform, like 88th stage. Then you came to, you stood first. Okay, and before that, you were not near 80 also. Okay, so you had that interest to that power to crack that specific contest, win it, or maybe go nearer to it. Okay, so you had that dedication each and every time. You were always focusing on improvising yourself, getting yourself better and better, and that's what gave you the motivation to achieve that fifth rank in the HackerEarth competition which you participated. And that is really nice. That is really motivating, and I think that the audience who is watching this video up till now will get inspired by all these things you're doing. Okay, so you also had two experiences on your LinkedIn profile. I'll go over to it one by one. So can you just describe your experience of presenting your own tool in Blackhat Asia 2020?
Yeah, so Blackhat Asia 2020 is going to happen on October 1st and 2nd. So let me start from the beginning. I did my major project, that was malware visualization. So my friend Vasu is a malware analyst, and me, we got brought to this idea of developing a malware visualization platform. So we thought let's apply to Blackhat, which is one of the biggest cybersecurity conferences. So we applied to Blackhat Europe in 2019. So it was supposed to happen in London, and we got selected for that as well. But we were not able to go because of our end semester exam. So we thought let's go to the Blackhat Asia. That was going to happen in April. So we applied for that. We got selected, but unfortunately or fortunately, due to this pandemic, that event got postponed, and it was converted to a virtual one. So we don't have to go there. So few days back, me and my friend, we recorded the demonstration of that. It's part of the Blackhat arsenal. So on the stipulated day and time, we can interact with people who will be watching our demo. We can ask them, create polls, ask them questions. They can ask us questions. We can answer that during that time, and we can set up meetings with the big CEOs of cybersecurity companies, Google Cloud Security, Microsoft Security. All these companies are coming there. So I'm really looking forward to it. I want to increase my network, learn a lot. I'm not super into cybersecurity, but as I'm doing web development, I should also know how to like secure my website, right? So I'm really looking forward to going through the trainings and meeting a lot of people there.
Okay, that's nice. So thanks for sharing that experience. And I would go to the next experience, that is, describe your experience as an intern for MYCOM OSI.
Yeah, so that was my first internship I was in college in my second or third year. So it was just 1 month internship only, but the things that I had learned there, like I learned Git, I learned Maven, I learned Docker, I learned REST APIs. All these stuff, they were a stepping stone. Like I had my internship in BNY next, right? So these skills that I learned during this 1 month time, they helped me a lot. And I was not stuck, or I didn't have to waste a lot of time learning the very basics, because I had this experience that I learned in my 1 month of an internship in MYCOM.
So you got to meet a lot of new people. You did internship. You participated in coding competitions. You build projects. So far the interview is going really great. I'm learning a lot of new things from you. So before the interview, I didn't know you in person. I didn't know what you were doing. But just now, just like we're having this conversation, I'm getting to know you more. Okay, and with this, I would like to go to the main part of the video, the main part of the interview, and I'll ask you about now the experiences you had with BNY Mellon. Okay, so now it is going to be interesting. So, did you ever thought of getting into BNY Mellon?
Never, Omkar. I don't think Bank of New York Mellon. It's one of the biggest banks in America, and it has $33 trillion. I cannot even imagine, right? So in my second year, in my first year, I had zero coding experience. My grades were not that great. I had 80%. I was not eligible for many of the big companies. So I had never dreamt I'll be joining BNY Mellon after my college.
Okay, so that was something unexpected for you. Yeah. So how did you get this internship opportunity to work as an SDE for BNY Mellon?
Okay, so when I was interning in MYCOM OSI, my previous company, so I was going through Hacker Earth for competitions. So I saw a contest which said BNY Mellon intern hiring contest. So I thought let's try it out. So I joined that contest. Thousands of people were also joining that, and they were trying to be a part of BNY. So we had a coding contest in which we had 3 questions. All of them were data structures and algorithm questions. The first one was easy medium, the second was medium, and the third was medium hard level difficulty. So I was able to solve all of them, and I got a perfect score, and I was selected for the next round. And after that, I got a confirmation the people who have scored 300 are they can proceed to the next round. The next round was a phone interview. So in the phone interview, we had if you're aware of HackerRank, that it has a code pair feature. Google Drive, if you open Google Drive, if you write something, the other person can see that. So similar kind of a platform is there on HackerRank. So my interviewer was on the call, and I was given some coding questions, and I had to code in that platform there. And after that, I got selected in the second round as well. And the final round was an on-site one. So the BNY Mellon, being an amazing company, they booked our travel, flight, hotel accommodation, in one of the best hotels. And we had a networking event with the CEO of India, BNY Mellon Technology, and all the HR heads, the senior developers in the firm. We had a networking event with them. And on the next day, we had our final interview. And we went to the office, we did the interview, and it was really great experience. And after a few days, I got a mail. I was really happy that I got selected for that.
That's excellent. So that is very much satisfying, because you did a lot of things, and this was kind of a reward which you got in return. So you got you got an internship opportunity. So you were very happy basically about it. Okay, so you didn't expect such kind of a thing, but it happened just because you deserved. Yeah. So now I would like to ask you, how did you crack the interview? Can you just go into the deep, tell me about the rounds and everything? Can you just tell me about that?
Yeah. The first round was a online round which had 3 questions. All of them were data structures and algorithms. I don't exactly remember what those questions were, but they were related to topics like hashing and arrays and recursion. All of that topics were asked. And the second round, I remember, was I got a call from the interviewer, and she asked me to introduce myself and asked me about my experiences in coding and like basic questions about OOPS concepts and little bit of what is machine learning, all these basic questions. And then they started with the main part, which was a coding question. So my first question was like of medium difficulty level, and like it was a big question. Like I had to read through it and write a program, explain it to the interviewer. So I was able to do it in like the first 20 minutes, and my interviewer was happy with that. And she told me like we have a lot of time left, so we can go to the next question as well. So I went to the second question. The second question was like a really hard one. Like if you do competitive programming, if you see the question, you see like that's very hard. Like it will take some time, but I tried my best, and like it was a DP question. Like I tried using recursion to do that, and like some test cases were passing, but like it was throwing a time complexity error. I just needed to do some memoization and dynamic programming. I had to apply dynamic programming concepts to it to optimize it further. So I explained it to my interview, like we can do this in like by dynamic programming approach. I explained what my thought process was, and like she was happy about that. Like even though I was not able to solve it completely, but like I got selected for the next round. And for the final round, like it was very simple. Like they told us like don't worry about anything, it will be a very simple round. It was very comforting for us as well. Like they said don't worry too much about it, don't be stressed. So I went to the interview with a good mindset, and they asked me about my projects, my internships, like I had participated in hackathons and all. So they talked about that stuff, my experience, and some HR questions were there. And after that, like I cleared the interview.
That's great. So thanks for sharing that experience. And now that you are selected as an SDE intern for BNY Mellon, can you tell me about your internship experience in detail, like your project, okay, which team you were part of, and your internship location?
Okay, so I joined, like my college was in Chennai, so they gave me Chennai location. So I was part of Pershing. So Pershing is a company within the Bank of New York Mellon. So in that I was part of client onboarding team. So what we do is like our bank, like Citibank and other banks, we are an investments bank, so they are all our customers. And like if Omkar, you are a customer of Citibank, and the Citibank wants to onboard you to our platform, which is a trading platform, so they can use forms. Like there are around more than 250 account types, and thousands of fields are there. So we provide forms to open accounts, and it was like the experience was really amazing. Like my manager, my project manager, they used to come up to me and ask me like, "Are you stuck anywhere?" Like they would come to my desk and like figure out like if I was stuck somewhere, they would ask my mentor to help me out. And like we had team meetings, they would include me in all the team meetings. I had to like interact with the front end team, back end team, and the database. All of the teams, I had to talk to them, understand the existing system, so we could improve the existing system and come up with a solution. And like I really enjoyed the experience that I had during my 6 months. The first 3 months were like we were in the office, and like that was also great, and the virtual experience. where we could not see like the people we are working with, and like it was a challenge for the first few days, but slowly it grew on us, and like we started to enjoy that as well.
That's amazing. And yeah, so basically BNY Mellon has a nice work culture. It supports its interns to grow more in life. Okay, so they always support you because you are the intern, you are a new joinee to the company, so they help you in whatever way they can. Okay, so that is very nice. And what were your roles and responsibilities as an SDE intern for BNY Mellon? So I want to know more about that.
Yeah, so my role was like the most important role was to write code, and I was developing a web platform where we were automating a lot of stuff, like the stuff we do manually, which takes us a lot of time, and we are doing repetitive kind of a work. So I had to make a platform where we could automate that and help our team save like 20-30% of their time, which is a huge improvement because we had around 80 people in our team, and like if we could improve that, like that will be really amazing. So my roles were to talk to my manager, talk to database team, talk to backend team, front-end team, understand the existing structure. Like if you don't know how the existing structure works, you cannot improve that, right? So my roles were like communicate with them, and then whatever, like I had to learn React and develop the front end of the website, and I had to learn the Spring for backend, Node.js, all these technologies I had to learn. And yeah.
So that's wonderful. And in this 6 months of internship period, do you think that did you learn something extra apart from your college? Did you learn something, some technologies which you were not aware about, and you got to interact with them, you got to learn new things? So is that what you think?
Absolutely. Like before coming to this, like I did a course on Udemy about React, and I don't know like what happened, but they gave me a project related to React itself. So I had like very basic knowledge about it, and whatever development that I know about, like I learned during my 6 months, like, and also learned the new technology Spring, which I had zero experience before that. And Node.js, I was aware of that, but like Spring Boot, Spring Concept, that is a framework based on Java. I learned that. I learned database. I was not super into databases. I learned that like how database works, what is the stored procedure, how do you like interact with the database and optimize the calls, and all of this amazing stuff. And most importantly, like I learned how to communicate with people, how to like all these extra skills that I learned apart from coding.
Yeah, that's excellent. And also one more thing, if you were given to describe your whole internship experience in one word, what would it be?
One word, okay. I'll call it enriching, because I got to learn so much, and like my mentors, my senior managers, like I was able to talk to my senior manager, my CEO of the company. I got to showcase my project to him, and I got a lot of feedback. So like it was a great learning experience, and it was very enriching and fun too. Like we had a lot of fun events.
Yeah, that's nice. So you told me that your project managers, you were interacting with a lot of people from the company. They were helping you in whatever way they can. Okay, so I would like to know the work culture at BNY Mellon. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so work culture in BNY is amazing. Like it's very open. Like if you have a problem, if you're stuck somewhere, and like if your mentor is not able to help you out, you can go to the manager. If the manager is not able to help you out, you can go to the senior manager. If they are also not able to help you out, you can also go to the CEO if they have time, right? You can take time in the office hours, and they're always available. So they're always willing to help, and they want you to learn a lot, right? They don't want to give you like 10 like monotonous work that you keep doing every day. They don't want to do that. They want you to learn, right? So they give you projects which are new, which like other team members might not have done, so that they also learn, and we have meetings, like the CEO and the tech executive members, they have in this virtual environment, to keep a connect with them, we have virtual team meetings and Q&A sessions where we can interact with them, and it's very open.
That's wonderful, and I hope that BNY has a very good work culture. Like I get what you say basically. So from your point of perspective, I get that it has a very good work culture. It supports its employees or maybe interns. It helps them adapt to the working environment, and they are basically there for you anytime you need. Okay, so even if the employees are not available, the CEO is available for you. So it's very open. They are very much helpful, and they want you to see progress in your specific career. So that's great. So my next question is, what skills did you possess which made you convert that internship opportunity into a pre-placement offer?
Okay, the skills that I had was I was a really good problem solver. So competitive programming and development, all of these things, all that boils down to problem solving. So if you are given a problem, you can think about it, research about it, from any source, and if you can come up with a solution, that's a very good skill to have. And another skill I would say is persistence. So if my code is not working and I researched the whole internet and I'm not able to solve it, so I don't lose hope. I keep on searching and keep on learning until I solve that problem. So I'm very persistent about solving my problem. And one more thing, I was not that super great communicator, but during my internship, I gained this experience from my team members and my managers, and I got good at that. And basically, you should be willing to learn new stuff. If you're willing to learn, you can crack you can get the PPO. The manager should and the team member should see you as a great learner who can learn stuff, because technology will keep on changing. Today we have some technology, tomorrow we'll have another technology. Now we have AI, ML, and you don't know what new technology is going to come up. You should be a great learner.
Yeah, so you should be willing to adapt to that specific technology. You should keep learning. You should be a quick learner basically. You should be a learning enthusiast. You should you should be very much into tech things, and even if you don't know the technology, it's okay. You should be willing to contribute. You should be willing to put that extra effort and learn it and then implement it. So that's some great skills which you possessed in this internship, and that's nice. And do you want to, this is the last question and then we wrap up with the interview. I want to ask you, do you want to give some tips or advice to the future aspirants who are looking to crack your role at BNY Mellon?
Yeah, so what I would like to tell them is focus on your fundamentals, data structures and algorithms. You should not think I should be able to solve all the complex problems in the world. You just start with the fundamentals, and as you go along, you will be able to solve those difficult questions as well. So prepare well, study data structures, study algorithms, study all the other CS concepts, and be a good problem solver, and have a hobby. Don't just be coding all day and you don't do anything else. That will make you dull. So you should have hobbies, and you should improve there as well. So there are two sides of a coin. You should improve both of them, not just your academics, but also your personal life.
Yeah, so that is very important and a great piece of advice from your side. So one must do that. One must also contribute towards the academics, plus gain a lot of in-college experience, do a lot of internships and all. One must be like that. One must indulge in extracurricular activities and be active in college. Okay, it's not just about academics. It's about the other things which you do apart from academics, and that what separates you from the rest in the class. And that's what you did, and that's it. That's a very good thing. And with this, I would like to conclude the interview, and I want to personally thank you for giving your time, coming here, sharing your experiences with our audience. And it's really a pleasure to have you. And I want to wish you luck for your future endeavors, your journey with BNY Mellon, and with any other company you are starting your career with. So I want to wish you best of luck, all the very best for your career.
thank you, Omkar. Like, it was amazing, like, interviewing with you and so sharing my experiences. And you are also very inspirational person. Like, and the people who have been on this program, like, I have seen some interviews. Like, they are like amazing people. People should go and look at their interviews as well. There are some inspiring personalities.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So before we end the video, I just want to ask you: do you want to give some words of motivation to our audience, which is not like a part of the interview, but apart from the interview, because you made it to BNY Mellon, which is a good company. A lot of people are aspiring to go into it, and you made it to that company. So, do you want to give some motivation to our audience?
Sure. Like, if you look at me, right, I was not eligible for most of the good companies which were paying good amount, right? And in my college, like, even though I had 80%, but like, I had so many people in my college, such tough competition was there, so they had a cutoff. Like, if you have 90%, you can sit in the interview. So, but I didn't feel let down by that. I kept working on the side, and like, I started in my second year, which was late because people are starting in their, like, if you see ads on TV, like, people are starting coding from very small age as well, right? But even if you start at the later stage in your life, you don't have to worry about anything, right? You just have to take the first step. If you take the first step, I think you will surely reach your destination. It's just your mind that creates barriers. Like, I cannot do this, I cannot do. You just take the first step, try, and when you try, think different things. When you go out of your comfort zone expands, and you are able to achieve a lot in life. It's just about taking the first step.
That's wonderful. That's a good piece of motivation we needed in this episode, and I think that the audience which are watching the video up till now are motivated by this. Okay, and thank you once again. Okay, and if you are watching the video up till now, make sure to like the video, subscribe to this channel, and reach out to Shivam. I'll mention the links to his social handles in the description box below, so do check it out. Do reach out to him. And so I would like to end this interview, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of interview series with another person from the industry who is there to inspire you. Until then, keep learning, keep inspiring, keep growing. Thank you.